What's up, folks? So, in life, it's expected that almost everyone will, at some point, to some degree, face a situation that they will need other people to help them fathom a better way out of it. But at the same time, you have to be aware, or to better put, everyone needs or will need a shoulder to cry on at some point in time. But you have to be aware that in the process of providing a shoulder to cry on for someone, that you're not enabling a self-made cripple, or self-made handicap, for a lack of a better word. So people's lives, or it's literally the result or the sum of the thoughts that they have throughout the day. And that's what summed up their lives, and that's why their lives is the way it is, because of their thought process throughout the day. So at the end of the day, it's really nobody's fault that your life, you found yourself in certain situation, or find yourself in a disfavorable position in life. And while it's okay to, sometimes vent about certain things, you will find that life does not really care about your venting, especially if you're a man. Women, on the other hand, is kind of different in that regard, that they can vent and spew the emotions out and feel better about the moment. But men, on the other hand, is totally different. That when men complain about life situation, they look pathetic. Even if people you complain to don't tell you that, you are pathetic. I myself had to learn that the hard way. I used to complain about certain things before I've come to understand myself much better. I used to complain about certain things. I used to complain about why me, and why so on and so forth, and why life has to throw me all these curveballs. Why not someone else? And why me, or whatnot? Until I have learned to use those curveball as fuel to better myself. Until I've learned to use those situations that comes out of nowhere, at least perceivably out of nowhere, because they're created by the decisions I'm making throughout the day. So they're not out of nowhere. They're the consequences, or the sum of the thoughts that I have throughout the day. So I didn't understand that, but then I've learned to take the situation that happens, that comes into my life, and use them as fuel to better myself, as opposed to complain. Because I find out the hard way that society does not reward men who complain about life. Yeah, life suck, but you're not the only one that life suck, that their lives suck. So you have to be careful, even though you want to help people, even though you want to provide people with an ear or a shoulder to cry on, that you're not helping a self-made handicap. You're not enabling a self-made handicap in that sense. Men deal with emotions differently. We don't complain about it. We're not, at least we shouldn't be complaining about it. And the ones that do are just pathetic. And even if people are not telling you that you're pathetic, they are looking at you as you're pathetic. Because While you're over here telling them about your so-called sad situation, they know someone who's gone through worse than you, and they were able to get out of it. So instead of you complaining about the situation, how about you use it as fuel to actually create different patterns that will ensue better situation, or that will rather produce better situation. So men who complains about their situation or pathetic, to say the least. So it's of no value to you to complain about your situation, because it's no one's fault that you're in the situation that you are. And the sooner you understand that, the faster you'll be able to get yourself out of the situation, to get you faster you'll be able to dig yourself out of the hole that you have practically created and dug yourself in, and then blame everything around you, and then start to complain and become a victim of what could be or what could have been or what not. But you have all the power in your hand to actually change your situation. And when you complain about your situation, you're actually reducing from the power that you have to actually deal with the situation. So as a man, I'm saying this because I used to be one of those people who complain, one of those men who complain about situation, why life has to throw me all these curveballs or whatnot. But then I stopped complaining about them because I realized it was not getting me anywhere. Not only that, people were looking at me as a pathetic person, but then it was actually weakens my ability to deal with the situation properly. So I stopped doing that, and I think it's very important to actually, kind of look at yourself objectively and look around you and realize you're not the only one with the situation that you're complaining about. And in fact, there are men currently, as you complaining, that is actively dealing with situations far worse than yours. And they're helping themselves out of it. So you too have to find ways to help yourself out of it. Like when I see a grown man, a physically able men begging in the street, I most of the time I have no proclivity to actually give them any types of money. If I'm coming out of a food place or I'm next to a food place, anyone who asks me for food because you're hungry, I'm always more than happy to buy you a meal. But I will not give you money. If you want money for whatever reason, I believe it's your job to figure out how to get money, because that's what I did. I figured out how to get money. I didn't stay in the streets and beg people for money, So I had to learn the hard way myself to not complain about life. And when you do complain about life, curveballs, that it doesn't really help you. In fact, the total opposite happened. It weakens your ability to deal with the situation. Because I believe it's Joseph Sugarman that says each problem has in it an opportunity so powerful that it literally drifts the problem. So it's your job to actually realize or recognize, draft the opportunity that has come within the situation that you're dealing with. And it's of no value to you or society to sit somewhere and complain, hope that somebody feel bad for you, hope that people can realize and see you as a victim of whatever circumstance. Okay? So if you're a man out there and you're dealing with whatever situation you're dealing with, where there is baby mama's trouble, baby mama drama, child support, courts, a wifey, and wedding, life is just not fair to you or whatnot, you have to stop. I want you to stop. Stop complaining and start to take do a 360 around your life and with an objective lens, and realize that the situation you're in was created by the thoughts that were produced in your mind, by the action that you took following those specific thoughts. And if for whatever reason the current situation is not working in your favor, then it is your duty, like you owe it to yourself, to make a U-turn and change the way you think, change the dynamics of how you interact with life, so that better outcome can, so that you can produce better outcome for yourself. But complaining and pretending and wanting to be a victim about it is actually the most pathetic thing a man can do. I hope you find your way through life using these tactics as I have, because I had once considered myself a victim as well, but I've rose out of that victimhood. In fact, I use each problem in my life to create new opportunity. You can do it too. Cheers.